Constantino,
¿Qué huele?
pound for pound.
Little Giant Boxing.
Oscar, you're very active playing golf. I spoke to Barrera this weekend, and he said that that Canelo is probably all that golfing that he's doing, the mileage, the sparring. And during the pandemic time, he had around four or five fights, and kind of back to back, a lot of camp. Do you believe that maybe all that golf and all that boxing he's put in his body, do you believe it's kind of starting to show now? As somebody like you, that you very active playing golf.
Sure, absolutely. Look, Canelo's how old is he?
He's
32.
33.
Yeah, well,
32 going to 33.
He's an
This
old
month.
33. Not because, not because he's been in wars, but he started professional when he was 15. So if you're not focused on just training and taking care of business, and now you're golfing, and it takes a lot out of you. You're out there 6 hours swinging the club, you're walking, you're not resting your body to go to war against somebody. And I remember my best trainer I've ever had in my whole career, Cholain Rivero, who trained me for the Chavez fight. He would tell me, every time you get a chance to rest your legs, you just sit down and rest and stay off your feet. He wouldn't even let me play pool in my own home because I was standing on my feet. So you can imagine, the toll it takes on you, especially after you're, 31, 32, 33 years old. You have to get as much rest as possible, and it does affect the fighter.
Oscar, you've always been outspoken about the jab. You always said the jab is the key to the victory. Always use the jab, always use the jab.
Always.
And there's been a video just recently that Ryan Garcia posted with Derrick James, and just basically just show him maybe a technique maybe with the jab. You can't take too much away with it, but at this moment at his career for Ryan, do you believe he can tweak a little bit more? Because every fighter can still grow, but in professional, do you think they can still tweak a little bit more while they're changing trainers? Which is, you've always been. You said that it's always been good to change trainers to change the atmosphere in your camp.
Look, from my experience, he needs authority. He needs military. He needs somebody that's gonna fucking tell him what to do and not be afraid. And because I had that as well. The one trainer that I most respected, the one trainer that would get me out of bed at 4:30 in the morning when I didn't want to get up, was Floyd Mayweather Sr. He would literally throw a fucking bucket of water over my head so I can wake up. But that's what I needed. So if his new trainer, Derrick, if he's gonna be that authority to Ryan, I think Ryan is he's a sponge. He wants to learn. He wants to feel like somebody's teaching him. So I'm glad that he has Derrick as the trainer, because I know he's gonna be there, cracking the whip.
And in being in that camp, you have Joshua, you have Errol, you have Frank Martin, you have now obviously Ryan. I believe all those attributes of those fighters will also add a little bit more to his, him being a sponge and just absorbing everything from all those fighters.
Look, he's learning, he's growing. He's this loss against Tank will teach him a lot about himself, about the fighter he is. A loss teaches you everything. A loss teaches you a lot. So he's surrounded by world champions. He's surrounded by great fighters, and so I'm very positive that he'll absorb everything he can to become a better fighter.
Lastly, last question just for me. Have you changed your mind maybe about Spence Crawford, or what was the overall thought on that prediction of that fight? 'Cause, it's been a good year for boxing.
Yeah, I love Crawford. I still love Crawford. It's going to be a great fight. I love Crawford. I just feel, my expert opinion, I guess. I just feel that Crawford has more tools in his arsenal. I strongly feel that Crawford is just a little more agile. He moves around a bit better. Spence, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. I love his style. I literally built his entire career from the start. So I know exactly what style he has and how he moves, and But yeah, I love Crawford for the win.
All right. Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thanks, guys.